we go.
So cleanup of this oil-based relief ink is a little particular. Rule number one, you never put ink back in the can. Ever, ever. I don't care if you have not changed this ink at all, you don't put ink back in the can. So that's why you only ever take out what you think you're going to use right then. Because this little bit of ink now is waste, okay? So to start cleanup, you want to scrape up all the excess ink you can and just get it onto the catalog page. And that includes the reservoir. So this stuff will clean up with soap and water, but it's much, much harder if you leave a thick quantity on there. It's much easier if you scrape up the ink first, so that's really a must. Then I fold that. That goes into this can. There, I'm going to grab a roll of the blue shop towels. You'll find that this works much better if you spray everything and let it sit for a moment and start to dissolve. Likewise, for the brayer, I want to get ink, or sorry, the simple green. That's what we're using for this, is the simple green. You can use other things, but the simple green really works well. So I want to get the simple green dissolving the ink on the roller. And I should probably also come grab one of these. Now, these might have solvents on it. We didn't use those, so we don't know. So if you're feeling nervous about that, then be on the safe side and put at least one glove or two gloves on. I don't worry about that ink itself on my skin, but I don't know what somebody used with these. If they were using etching inks, then they would have used solvents. So I'll start with these already dirty rags. I won't use a new rag right off the roll immediately because that would just waste more. So I can get the lion's share of this stuff with starting with just the dirty rags. Really important that ink knives and all the tools get cleaned thoroughly. So once the rag is really exhausted and you can't use it anymore, then it goes in this can. I may not even need a single new rag. I probably will. Now the polyurethane rubber of the roller is black, so especially if you're printing with black ink, you can't really tell whether it's clean. So the only way you know is by looking at the rag. So if the rag starts to come away clean, you're good, right? You don't want to leave excess simple green on the roller, so you do want to wipe it all off. And make sure you get it off the sides. If you got any ink on the frame, the holder, make sure that's cleaned off. Handle too, if you got ink on the handle. I didn't think about this until just now, of course, but in the pandemic, it would be not a bad idea to use our spray disinfectant on the handle. Then that roller goes back up there. The glass is left perfectly clean. And you put the ink back on the shelf. You make sure that the ink knife is completely 100% clean. There's nothing more frustrating than when somebody's left a tiny quantity of black and you're working with yellow. And you just sabotaged all their yellow. Ink knives live on the legs of the table. The relief inks go back over here. And voila. If you have a rag that has some decent life left in it, you can put it in that can over there, one of those two cans. This one does not have enough life left in it, so this one we're going to go ahead and put in the can. So with the relief inks, we can avoid using the solvents entirely. This Gamsol is our primary solvent. This is a replacement for things like turpentine, kerosene, paint thinner. Works the same. But this stuff is not as bad for you and it doesn't smell. You don't really even smell it. But if you are ever using the solvents, then you want to have the vents going and you definitely want to be using the gloves. But with the relief ink, we can avoid the solvents entirely. Okay? Does that leave you with any questions? Stop video.